Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the Detroit Pistons have clinched the playoffs for the first time since the 2018-19 season, since the Blake Griffin era, and this is huge for the Pistons. They're the 5 seed right now, and they're a team that has already they still have 5-6 games left in the season. I think no, they have 5 games left in the season, and they've already tripled by more. Actually, not more than tripled their win total. Last year, 14-68. They're 43-34 after the win yesterday. 14 times 3 is 42. So they've gone one over of tripling their win total, and had an impressive win last night. I know it was the Toronto Raptors, but beating the Toronto Raptors on the road by 12 points without your star, I still think is impressive. But yeah, Jalen Duran gave them 21 points, 18 rebounds, 6 assists. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 23, and the Pistons got a good win without Cade Cunningham, and they're 43-34 now. And something I want to talk about, look, I hate to brag, but when in sports, when someone makes a prediction like this, it has. I just want to talk about it. I predicted this. I saw the vision with this Detroit Pistons team. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest. If I wasn't a Rockets fan, I don't think I would have seen it. I don't think I would have predicted it like I did. Because I saw the same exact thing happen with my favorite team, the Rockets. I think this Pistons team has been more impressive this year than what the Rockets were last year. But you can go look at the video I did on the Pistons where I said, it's titled, "The Pistons are going to shock the entire NBA." It's very easy to find because it's the most viewed video I've ever had, like 7,000 views, something like that. Many times I talk about in that video how the team that they were building, this was back in the offseason when I made this video, how the team that they were building remind me a lot of the Rockets. And if you guys remember last year's Rockets team, obviously this year they've gone from a 41-41 team to a team that's now a playoff team, top 2 seed in the West, and they're 50 wins. So the win improvement now is not as impressive. Look, the Rockets have had a great year, but their win improvement's gone from 51 to 51. So it's 10 win improvement. That's really good. But you look at the year before, the Rockets went from a team that had 22 wins to 41. And this young team that was the 15th seed to 11th seed in the Western Conference, which is stacked, and a 500 record. So that was insane. And I honestly looked at the Pistons team and saw a lot of resemblance in this Pistons roster to compare to the Rockets. You added in a experienced coach in J.B. Bickerstaff, who is just like Ime Udoka, I think, had experience coaching young guys. Ime Udoka had experience coaching young guys in Boston. J.B. Bickerstaff had experience coaching young guys in Cleveland, and other, he's had other experience outside of Cleveland coaching young guys in the league. I thought that was the perfect fit for this Pistons team. And then, you already have your star and your corner piece on your roster of Cade Cunningham, and he's great. And that I looked at Cade Cunningham and like, okay, that's the Pistons' Jalen Green or Alperen Şengün. And then I also looked at all the veterans that they added in this offseason, because they added in a lot of vets. You add in Tobias Harris, you add in Malik Beasley, you add in Tim Hardaway Jr., and I know he hasn't made a huge amount of impact, but Paul Reed as well, a veteran impact to a young team. You want to look at what the Rockets did the year before they went from 22 wins to 41. They added in Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, added in Jock Landale, Aaron Holiday, Jeff Green. A lot of veterans that the Rockets added in the year that they went from terrible 15 seed to almost 20 win improvement just like the Pistons have gone this year, but instead of 15 seed to 11 seed and 19 win improvement, it's been 15 seed to 5 seed and a 29 win improvement, and could be more if they can play good basketball in the final 5 games of the season. So I think it's been really impressive what this Pistons team has done. I hate to brag about making the right the prediction of this Pistons team emerging, but I've talked about how I saw the vision a lot. They've done better than what I thought of them. If you also go back and watch that, the video I was talking about, I didn't say they were going to be a top 5 seed in the Eastern Conference, not even close. I said they were going to be a play-in team, which I think if you're predicting the 15th seed to turn into a play-in team, that's still a bold prediction. We're talking about a team that had just won 14 games. So I had said in that video I saw them being a 10 to 8 seed, at the best 7 seed. I know I wasn't really right there because they're the 5 seed right now. It's not likely, but they could be the 4 seed to finish off the season if they finish off the season nicely. So, yeah, I mean, they've done even though I was really high on this team, they've done so well this year that they've outgone my predictions. And I think if you would have watched the video I did in the offseason, you would have thought I was crazy. The comment section, there were people calling me crazy because I had the Pistons being a good team. I think there were some people that told me at best they'd be the 12th or the 11th seed and not a 10 to 7. So at the time, a lot of people thought my prediction of them was crazy. Well, it seemed like it was crazy because they were better than I thought they would be. And so, I think watching this team this year, it's been incredible. I am, like I said, I've mentioned already, I am a Rockets fan. I'm not a Pistons fan, but I've loved enjoying seeing this Pistons team have success. I think Detroit fans deserve it. I mean, they saw the Lions for years be terrible, and in a couple of years now, the Lions have really started to emerge, and they've seen the same thing with the Pistons for a lot of years now. I know the Pistons back in the day, the 90s, the early 2000s, saw a lot of success with those Pistons teams. But recently, Pistons fans have gone through a lot. And so I think it's great for the city of Detroit to have this team playing well. Like I said, I am a Rockets fan. One of our players is Amen Thompson. Obviously, one of the Pistons players is Osar Thompson, who has been a big help to the Pistons and their success this year. So I've always been this way too with some other players in Houston sports. Like there have been a couple other Astros players or even Texans players or other Rockets players in the past that have other family members out there in the league, and I've always loved to support them. So I'm a big Amen Thompson fan. I'm a big fan of Osar Thompson as well. So I like rooting for this Pistons team, and I think depending on the playoff matchup they have in the playoffs, I think they'll be successful. I'm excited to see what they will do in the playoffs. It's going to be fun to watch for sure. To see a young team like this, no playoff experience, outside of Tobias Harris, some of the vets on this team. You got him. You got Hardaway, you got Tobias, and you got Malik Beasley. Those guys have had experience in the playoffs, but outside of that, there is none. And that's what's going to be interesting to see with this Pistons team. No experience. I'm not saying that means they won't be successful, but it definitely makes it harder in the postseason, especially if they face a team like the Pacers. That's the team they would face if the season ended today, who made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. And look, but at the same time, Pacers were in the same boat last year that the Pistons are in now. A team that didn't have a lot of playoff experience and a team that a lot of people were doubting because of their inexperience in the postseason. So, but they did make it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, or you could match up against the Knicks possibly. That's a team you don't want to face either. So, but I still believe in this Pistons team. I think they're a great team. As long as Cade Cunningham's healthy, they can. I'm not going to say they can't make it to the conference finals, but I think they are capable of winning a first-round playoff series, which is so good if you compare it to what they were at last season. So great season so far for this Pistons team. Let me know your thoughts on the clinching playoffs for this Pistons team in the comment section, and peace out.